Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Haley and this is Joe, and we are back Tuesday mornings again.
Yep, we had the AM slot.
So,
True story, the first time I was ever on the radio. I was on the air Friday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. So, brings me back to my first experiences in radio.
well, that's cool. So, me and Joe both talked and we both agreed that Raw was actually really good last night. And that in the beginning, it kind of like, I thought, like, oh god, is this going to be another bad show? Because this beginning segment was kind of like, really the beginning half hour, I would say, was kind of, and then it picked up. It definitely picked up. And it was great. We both gave it like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It was a really good, solid show. So
Yeah,
hopefully they keep this up. But
matches.
I don't know if they will because it's like, I mean, that we had a return last night. We had hopefully a debut, but who knows if he's actually gonna stay? Who knows if it was just a one-time thing? Because word is he did want to stay in NXT still and help the younger guys. So who knows?
We shall see.
But anyways, first opening segments. Randy Orton comes out and he talks about how he's gonna get his payback and everything on Seth and everything, and he doesn't care, if Roman gets in his way, he'll take him out too. And Roman obviously didn't like that and came out and everything and saying that, I don't know if you remember, but we have some history ourselves, and then, Randy started bringing up, how Roman hasn't had a title yet, and Randy's had 12. And obviously they got under Roman's skin a little bit. And he pretty much said that he's not going to just sit in the corner while Roman takes care of Rollins and takes the title, And then the New Day arrived, and they're Black to Blue Day, I guess. It's either Blue Day or Green Day. And obviously they're finally, starting their heel stuff now with their cockiness, attitude promos. And they pretty much were, just trying to show off, saying that, they're the tag team champs and everything like that, and that they were going to be in a handicap match. So I thought this was interesting. I mean, I guess I wasn't really expecting it, but they ended up winning because obviously Roman speared Randy accidentally, and Kofi got the victory. I think it was Kofi who got the victory. And
Kingston pinning Randy.
I was a little shocked. I mean, I guess you want to book them strong. They're a brand new heel tag team, and they're the champs, so you want to book them strong if you're going to make them do this right. And plus, with Randy and Roman, feuding, and anyways, so they can afford a loss. But I don't know. I was a little shocked that they actually won. What do you think about this?
I thought it was an interesting development. The New Day getting a lot of television time yesterday with the promos backstage with Renee and the opening promo and the match. I thought it was a big win for them. I thought they're really starting to turn a corner and really starting to deliver in the ring on the pro. I still feel like Kofi Kingston is getting lost in the shuffle. Xavier's obviously the best talker of the three, and Big E stands out in his own right. So I worry for Kofi. He doesn't seem to be getting as many spots as you're used to him seeing in the matches. I'd say that's the one thing that worries me right now. But they're getting over, they're getting reactions, and they turned a negative into a positive. So I give them a lot of credit. And they have came through in a position where WWE really needed a tag team to come through with the lack of depth right now. So I got to give them credit. I have been very hard on them, and I think since turning heel, they've turned a corner.
Yeah, exactly. And I was totally for the group if they would have been heel in the first place. And now that they are, I'm kind of like excited to see what they are actually going to do next. Because that was a mistake having them face in the first place. I mean, the whole point of them was to make them heel, because the whole point was saying that all three of them were sick, that they weren't getting time and spotlight and the treatment that they actually deserve. So
Sure.
And then,
The Freebird comparisons are a bit premature, so can the commentator show Freebird comparison, please? Thank you.
well, I know you weren't a fan of the crowd last night. I know you weren't.
I was a fan of them in certain parts, really like how they reacted to the U.S. Open Challenge, and we'll talk about that later. But we saw early on some CM Punk chants, which really irked me, and some really stupid chants being directed at Ryback, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And honestly, I thought, you know what, well, y'all fans deserve for Brett to get screwed the way you were acting at certain points, and that's all I got to say about that. It was interesting. We saw Brett actually come out later too. But it seemed like they were going for a Raw after Mania type of energy, and I think they achieved that in some regards. But I mean, honestly, you know what? Screw it. Fuck the Canadians. Let's go Bruins. Screw Montreal. Y'all deserve to get screwed.
Yeah, and speaking of Goldberg chants, that's what we're going to talk about next. Ryback talks about Bray Wyatt, and he pretty much says that he's not afraid of him, and he eats fear and everything like that, and he turns obviously negatives into positives. And then Wyatt calls him scared little boy and everything like that, and then obviously we hear the Goldberg chants. And obviously Ryback saying the big guy loves you too. That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I guess it's just kind of an interesting feud. It really hasn't picked up yet. I guess we'll just see where it goes. I think this is going to be maybe one of his weaker feuds, but you know what? I think that maybe Bray, is going to more like help Ryback with this. I think this is more to help Ryback and not Bray. But we'll see.
Give Ryback something to do. Who really hasn't had a significant feud. They were teasing him working with Rusev, and they backed away from that after the fired angle. And look, Ryback, I've said it recently, he's a quiet storm just brewing every week. This is the first week I've heard Goldberg chants since he's re-gutting his push back in whenever it was, November or October. And I thought it was really unfair for the crowd to just shower him with Goldberg chants and not let him get his promo out. I give him a lot of credit because he didn't let it frazzle him for the most part, and I thought he stated what he needed to state on the microphone to get the promo across. Obviously, it was more of a pro-Wyatt crowd. You see that, obviously. There's been mixed reactions for Wyatt for what seems like years now. Him as a heel getting babyface type reactions. But it's hard to not love Bray Wyatt. I'm not going on this rant because I dislike Bray Wyatt in any way. But like Ryback's worked so hard, and I get the Canadian fans, they're outspoken, especially Montreal, but give the guy a break. He's busted his ass, he's paid his dues, and it's not like they're shoving Ryback down your throat or putting him in title matches or anything like that.
Exactly.
Which I wouldn't even mind if he was in the title picture. I think he deserved to be in the title picture at this point. But overall, I'm intrigued with where the feud's going to go. I think they're going to trade wins because I feel like both guys kind of need a win in this feud. You know what I'm saying? Wyatt has lost a lot of big...
Yeah, especially this win is going to be big for him, and then obviously this is going to be Ryback's pretty much first big feud since he's been back, so...
Unless you count the feud with the Authority, but... Man.
Yeah. Yeah, so they both need this. It's definitely both going to be good, and I can see why they did this.
I would like to see more involvement with Bo Dallas too. We didn't see him tonight.
I know. Hopefully this turns into where Bo and Bray finally, team up together. Because they can't just have Bo, face Ryback twice and then not do anything with them. That's obviously they were planning on doing something with that. That was not just a coincidence.
If I were WWE, I'd bring back the Wyatt family entirely. I'd bring back Harper. It's not like he's doing anything on his own. Bring back Rowan.
Where's Rowan back? Exactly.
And I'd add Bo Dallas, and I'd add a female for Sister Abigail. So I'd make it like a nice little 5-faction, like the DX Army.
Yeah, and I think the word was that they were supposed to have a Sister Abigail, and then they just, they messed it up. I think Paige was pretty much supposed to be Sister Abigail, but then they changed their mind on that. They wanted her to be a face, obviously.
I'm glad they didn't go that direction. Although she looks the part of what you think a Sister Abigail character might look like. I've been saying for years Awesome Kong will be great in that role. Obviously, that's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
it's interesting if they ever do. I think Tamina would have been an interesting choice, too. We saw her, you know.
Yeah, she's obviously just a bodyguard, and I'm going to put my thoughts on that, too. Yeah. The Ascension versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Now, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are getting over as a good babyface tag team finally now. They're working well together. The crowd's into them and everything. So, I mean, I'm feeling them, definitely. I like them. And I think they both should have been babyfaces for a while now. So
more Cesaro than Kidd, because I think Kidd kind of need to go heel with that fact kind of gimmick. But no, they are both obviously tremendous competitors with a great chemistry as a tag team. Cesaro, when he did the spot with the, like, what was it, like 10 running forearms in the corners in a row,
yeah.
that was impressive. I'd never seen him do that on WWE before. So he still finds ways to surprise you in the ring and entertain you in different ways. And Cesaro, I don't know if he'll ever be a world champ, but it's nice to see him getting respect. And, you know, they probably, unless
they
you
work
get
good together. They definitely have great potential, and I think that was like the best thing they could have done was put them together as a tag team.
Absolutely, absolutely. It really saved both of their careers when you think about it.
Yeah, and hopefully they stay together for a while. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing them as, like, you know, an Edge and Christian or something, or, like, you know, definitely.
Absolutely. I think why not keep them going for a while?
Because it's just like, what are you gonna do? Break them up and then have one be a jobber and one be a mid-carder, and then the mid-carder eventually lose his spot too? I mean, that's not gonna, you know, you might as well better off just keeping them up.
I'd be more concerned with Tyson being on his own. He'd still have Natty, but I like the combination. Natty does well as their valet as well. I think the presentation is good with the three of them.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, it looks like they finally stepped away from the Tyson and Natty angle too, and that's what I liked too.
Yeah, they finally worked things out,
so who knows? Maybe in the new season they worked things out, and that's why they did it in the storyline. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how they play that out in the show.
Yeah.
I don't even know when the new season comes. Couldn't tell you.
It was good though to just drop it and everything. It was just pointless.
Yeah, I mean, some angles are stupid to drop. Like, you see the Bellas, and it's like, we're supposed to remember the past year didn't happen in the Bellas' lives with heel turns and all that stuff. Sometimes they treat you like your intelligence doesn't matter, and then they acknowledge things sometimes, like Randy and Roman acknowledging their history. So it's weird how they do that. They pick certain things to acknowledge, then they just blatantly ignore other things.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Now, I marked out with this match. This match was a great match. And obviously, Kane changed the match. And obviously, if Dean could win, he was going to be added into the Fatal 4-Way. Now, I think there's a few reasons why they did this. Dean's not really doing anything, and I don't think they've planned like a feud for him, and especially with him getting his push soon. They said that he was going to get it around SummerSlam. They might as well probably said, oh, we'll give it to him a little earlier. And also they, you know, messed up with the video. So maybe they thought, well, you know, we'll play with the fans' head. They think that they're going to get a triple threat match. Well, you know, we'll turn it into a Fatal 4-Way. We'll make it unpredictable, and we'll have Dean in the match. I seriously did not think Dean was going to win. I was shocked when they let him win. I thought that was awesome. Why not? You know, Seth and Dean having still chemistry and everything like that, and I mean, why not? I mean, this is going to be a great match now.
That Ambrose has finally beat Rollins when you factor in FCW and all their WWE matchups.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time he's beaten him. That's crazy.
What? It was the signature win that Ambrose needed. Now he'll be in his first ever WWE Championship match, which I find pretty fucking cool. And it brings such a different element to this match. Now you have the three members of the Shield and Orton in a very intriguing Fatal 4-Way where anything could happen. Dean could walk out the champ, Roman could walk out the champ, Randy could walk out the champ, Rollins could retain. I really feel like this has made it more predictable. With a triple threat, you almost had that feeling like, all right, Rollins will retain, and then they'll probably build into the Roman versus Rollins single program.
Yeah.
Kane. And Kane's the X factor in this. Will Kane eventually cost Seth Rollins the title? Which seems to be the direction they're going here.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's probably gonna end up helping him still at Payback. I'm thinking maybe at SummerSlam is when he's gonna cost him, because that was the word. And it also, I guess, depends on if Triple H faces too. You know, maybe if he wants to, maybe at Survivor Series or something, because supposedly it's still supposed to be, you know, at SummerSlam it's supposed to still be Roman and Brock and Seth in a triple threat. So who knows?
And there's been so many triple threats lately. When you think about Royal Rumble had a triple threat, WrestleMania turned into a triple threat. It would have been another triple threat, and I think that would have been overkill in the triple threats, considering SummerSlam will most likely be a triple threat. So I'm glad they went with a four-way here, mixes up a little bit, so you don't have triple threats on every single main event of the pay-per-view. So I like that. And hey, obviously I'm a Dean fan, and it was a great moment for him to finally get the win. It was a great back-and-forth match. You know, just the spots they were putting together, they picked up right where they left off last year. It was just a great chemistry, and Ambrose found a way with JJ Security coming out, going for the dirty deeds. Still found a way to get the roll up, get the win on Rollins, and a much deserved victory. Hey, we may not get the Shield triple threat, but at least we have all three members of the Shield in a WWE Championship match. So
yeah, that's still pretty awesome.
and I think it's gonna be a great match. I really.
And especially since Dean and Roman really haven't, you know, fought yet. You know, they're still like their best friends, so I would like to see them actually, you know.
Some dissension amongst the two Shield brothers, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's about time that there's no friendships with that.
And there shouldn't be. They should all stand on their
own. Yeah, I mean, it's almost been a year now. I mean, you know.
Yep. Next month, it'll be a year since they split. So,
yeah.
It's about time.
It's gone by so fast.
It really has. I mean, unbelievable. It'll be about a year since we've been doing the Throwdown videos this summer.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, because we started right after Seth turned heel. So, yeah.
Yeah. When Rollins turned heel was when we did our first video.
Yep. Rusev versus Fandango. Obviously, Lana started, you know, kind of feeling it, and she started Fandangoing, and Rusev obviously didn't like that and appreciate that, so he told her to get back there and everything, and obviously she likes the crowd's reactions and everything like that with her, but people are saying that Rusev is being buried now, and I'm like, how is he being buried? I really don't understand why people are saying that he's being buried. I'm not understanding that. Do you think he's being buried?
Loses 3 in a row to Cena, I can see the argument. But I get so sick of, which obviously he's probably going to lose, and Lana will have something to do with it. But I get so sick of people, I mean, everybody's buried. Watch, Sami Zayn's already buried. He wrestled one match, he's buried. Adrian Neville's buried.
Yeah, I heard that last night, too.
Yeah, ridiculous. Was John Cena buried when he wrestled Kurt Angle in his debut match? And people were like, wow, this rookie gave Kurt Angle a legitimate fight. No, he wasn't. So I get sick.
It's like no matter what, if you lose, you're buried. It doesn't matter how great the match is. It doesn't matter how, you know, and it's just like the stupidest thing ever.
Now, Ambrose losing almost every pay-per-view match in a row for a year straight, you had an argument there. Zack Ryder, buried. Guys like that, buried. Like, guys who continue, like, I won't even use it with Ziggler. Like I think, you know, like, Ryback was getting buried for a while, and he pushed through it. But, like, just throwing around too much. You know, oh, Neville made it to the King of the Ring finals, but he lost, so he's getting buried. Like, no, it made more sense for Barrett to win, you fucking idiots. It just made more sense about it.
Exactly. The buried thing is like thrown around way too much now, and it's ridiculous.
Daniel Bryan got buried in the Royal Rumble, even though he might have to retire, and he shouldn't have even been in there in the first place. Buried. I'm glad Triple H is letting everybody use his shovel. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's stupid. I mean, there's sometimes I agree with Sting losing what could be his only match on WWE and WrestleMania. Triple H didn't like that.
Yeah, I
Sometimes,
did not like that. I was shocked about that. I think that was stupid when they did that.
yeah, well, Roman Reigns got buried because he got pinned at WrestleMania. No, Roman Reigns was made at WrestleMania. Like, I get so sick of it. I really do. Watch the programming and let it play out. God.
Exactly. Bunch of internet trolls. I had a nice day. A nice debate with some of them last night. That was pretty fun. But yeah, just some of them I feel like they need to get their head out of their ass and just actually watch it instead of actually
People
just.
hated Batista for no reason. Hated Roman Reigns, which thank God the Roman Reigns hate is pretty much gone away. I'm happy for that. The
Yeah.
guy didn't know the hate he was getting. I could kind of see
I mean,
where they're going.
I'll never like him. I'm not gonna lie, but he has gotten
You
better.
don't hate him
I will
either,
give him
though.
that.
You don't. It doesn't bother your existence if Roman Reigns wins the WWE title. Like, you may not
Yeah,
be.
I mean, I still don't think he's like completely ready yet, but I think he's ready than more some people, obviously, that they would actually push and give the title before him. So,
Agreed.
alrighty, this was interesting. Stardust versus R-Truth. Now, I'm guessing they're doing like this new thing with Stardust now, where he's taking out this bag and everything like that. And this week, obviously, my brother was just like, what the hell's in that bag? And I'm just like, I bet you it's spiders because R-Truth is afraid of spiders, so he's probably going to use that against them. And I remembered that, obviously, and it was
Yep.
fake spiders. So what I'm thinking that they're going to try and do with this Stardust thing is every single week he's going to face someone new, and he's going to have their fear in the bag, whether it's snakes, spiders, who knows, maybe like.
Bray Wyatt's gimmick, personally. The new face.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess it's just something that they're going to do with them just because they don't have really anything else for them right now.
Character. It's so friggin' sad. Goes all the way back to the dropping the ball with the Goldust feud, and then since then it's just been random stuff. I mean, Cody Rhodes is a great worker, great wrestler. I give him so much credit for staying with this company when they fucked with him for years now. And Stardust, you are buried. There's one you can make a case for. Cody Rhodes' last Stardust.
And it's like he needs to go back to Cody Rhodes. I mean, I know everyone was kind of feeling like the Stardust character and everything like that, but it obviously didn't work for him. And now it's kind of like he's stuck with it because it's still too soon and they're trying to make it work. They're trying to do different things with it, and it's still not working.
Like, where's the payoff got to be? The fans are still chanting Cody. Goldust is seemingly long gone off television, so who's going to turn him back to Cody? Like, maybe Randy Orton? Like, I don't know. Like, this is odd.
I think that would be interesting because what is Randy going to do after this?
That's a valid point.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, yeah, people might complain and be like, really? Like, he's going to have a feud with Stardust and stuff, but they can make it good. Like, he can bring back history and everything like that.
Yeah, with legacy and everything else. I mean, now that Dustin is pretty much off television, Randy Orton's the only character I can think of that maybe he punts Stardust, and that kicks the Stardust out of him. Like, something that's the only character I could see where unless they do Bray Wyatt or something, which wouldn't make any sense. So
yeah, because then I guess he would say like maybe he's not scary enough, and I don't know, who knows. I guess anything's possible.
It's like
and R-Truth is TV time, so I guess that's cool.
He looks like Reptile from Mortal Kombat. Fuck the Riddler.
Now, this was obviously the match of the night. This was obviously what everyone's mind was on last night. Now, I don't know if this was really technically, I don't know if he's going to stay after this. I don't know if this was just a one-time thing because he was in his hometown. I'm not really sure because he did say that he wants to stay in NXT to help the younger talent. That was the rumor going around. I'm not really. I think he's too nice. Obviously, I feel
Another
like
simple
if they
it's
gave
it.
him the opportunity to move up, I would take it like that. But maybe
Well,
he's afraid that once he moves up, he'll get screwed. So maybe he's a little scared about that. And I mean, I wouldn't blame him. You know, they're using him good in NXT. They used him good in NXT. So, I
could
mean,
they have made his debut feel more special though? I mean, you kept waiting, and the fans are chanting "Ole Ole," and then Slater comes out. It's like, oh, wrong redhead. And then friggin' Bret the Hitman Hart comes out, and they made this so special to where, I mean, I don't know. He did legitimately suffer a shoulder injury in the match, and that's where I'm worried. Because is he going to get painted with the injury-prone brush? You know, clearly, like, he legitimately had a shoulder injury, and it was killing him. And you could just see the reaction on his face, and he's like, shit, this is my debut, and it's Cena for the U.S. title, and in my hometown, I couldn't ask for a better situation, and my shoulder's fucking hurt. So that's a legitimate injury from what I'm hearing. I'm hoping it's okay. I hear he's going to have an MRI on it. Now, he does have unfinished business in NXT with Owens. Obviously, May 20th, I think, on NXT TakeOver Unstoppable is where they will probably have their final match. A rivalry that goes back 3 years now, and other companies, independents, and all across the country and world. So I think this will be the final. I just can't see him having another match with Owens, and I don't see him beating Owens. I feel like that'll be the platform to maybe call Samoa Joe as the next possible threat for Owens once Sammy's gone, because he can be like, oh, I vanquished Sammy and cut a promo, and then Joe can maybe out of nowhere, and people can have the shock and awe kind of thing with it. Which I did hear they worked in the early days of Ring of Honor when Steen was very young. Josh told me that.
oh wow, that's pretty cool.
So they have worked before, but not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember them actually ever fighting, so I'll have to look that up.
No, this was probably when Punk and Bryan and like Nigel and all those guys were there.
I really didn't watch Ring of Honor then. I started really watching it when obviously I heard about Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins, and that's when I started really getting into it.
Exactly. Now, I will say for Sami Zayn one more thing. And I don't want to really bring up Daniel Bryan a lot because I feel like a lot of people talk about Daniel Bryan. It's almost getting sickening how much they talk about Daniel Bryan. With his current status and his future really in question, I think we could say legitimately without speculating hard. Is there a perfect guy a more perfect guy to replace Daniel Bryan than Sami Zayn?
Exactly. I mean, he gets the pops just like him, and I can definitely see him, you know.
He doesn't have the yes chant, but he's got the LA, so it's close enough.
Exactly.
Dog thing
guy. He can move really good in the ring, you know. Definitely underrated, you know.
Both likable guys, both probably too nice in real life for their own good.
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, I think I did a reaction video on my channel last night. I said it, and I've said it on this show in the past. I think he's this generation's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat if they give him the opportunity. I really think that, and that's high praise. Someone coming from someone who has done his homework on an individual like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and that's who I see. I really see a modern day Steamboat. Yeah, people have said Mysterio or other comparisons. I see Steamboat. And I think, because he's such a unique looking guy too. He's Canadian, but he looks Irish, but he doesn't have a shred of Irish in him. And he's also Indian, and you wouldn't even know that unless
and he's Arabic too. And I was just like, wow, I would have never guessed that. I never would have guessed that until someone told me and everything. So yeah, it was pretty shocking.
So I mean, he's different. He's and there's gonna be other stars between Itami and Finn Balor and others who've got just as much potential as Sammy. But as terms of a likable, genuine underdog babyface, and what Bryan's, that's all I want to talk about. Bryan on the show is his future is in question. I think that's safe to say. Yeah. I really think Zayn's the perfect guy. I mean, people could say maybe Neville, but Neville I see more as a heel down the road. I just see that.
Yeah. Hey, Neville's doing great too. I definitely want to talk about him and his match tonight. But obviously the whole burying thing obviously is just a joke. They had a great match, and obviously even though Sammy got maybe injured for real, they still made it work. Still
Out of an out of an AA in his debut match, and he got buried. You motherfuckers are retarded. You're retarded. When John Cena debuted against Kurt Angle 13 years ago, or whatever it was now, and he lost, no one was saying, oh, they just called up the prototype from OVW, and he lost to Kurt Angle. It was, no. Kurt Angle's the baddest fucking wrestler on the planet, and John Cena hung in there with him. Ugh. John Cena is one of the most iconic wrestlers still in the game, and Sami Zayn made his debut against him. It's not like he lost to Curtis Axel, people.
Exactly. Or Axelmania.
Yeah. Axelmania ran wild over Sami Zayn. No. Stupid.
No. Exactly.
And even in NXT,
I didn't even win the title, and it's just like, we don't even know if he's not technically going to be on the main roster right then and there, because he's obviously still finishing up some stuff in NXT right now. So obviously he's going to lose the title anyways, or win the title.
I saw some people posted on Facebook. The U.S. Open Challenge is one of the best things John Cena's ever done, and it's given opportunities to people. And I had a feeling there was going to be some NXT guys, sprinkled into the mix of this Open Challenge. And it was the right place, right time to do it with Sami Zayn. And I think he'll be on the main roster soon when he's finished with the Owens feud. Let's not forget, this is not his first match on Raw. This is his second match on Raw. We did have the tag match, which is starting to be forgotten about. But, Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze. And who was the other guy?
Who was it? Was it CJ Parker? No, I don't think it was CJ Parker.
No, Parker. It was all four competitors that were in the four-way NXT arrival.
I'm trying to think.
Heel with Breeze, tag with Breeze. I can't remember who.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the other heel was.
Regardless, so this is the second match on Raw. Hey, look, people are going to remember this. People are going to remember that Bret the Hitman Hart introduced him, that John Cena, he kicked out of an AA. And he loses most of his matches. When you actually think about it, like with Sami Zayn, and let's just take NXT without bringing Ring of Honor or anything else into it. Yeah, he is former tag champions with Corey Graves. He is a former NXT champion. He held the belt for 2 months. 2 months. And it's not like they buried him. It was just a platform to elevate Owens. And it's not. And I don't say that
people really complain about that, to tell you the truth. I felt like I complained. I was the only one that really complained about the reign. But everyone was just like, oh yeah, Owens, hell yes,
It's funny. Fans pick and choose when they want to be butthurt. And
anyone that John Cena beats is buried. That's
yeah. I could see
someone could beat John Cena 5 times in a row, but if John Cena beats them once, they're buried.
Yeah, exactly. If he beats Rusev 3 times in a row, okay, there's somewhat validity there. And if they turn Rusev into a comedy baby face like a Vladimir Kozlov, which is what
don't even tell me. Don't even say that.
What else are they gonna do with the guy when
when Lana's not gonna be with them much longer, obviously.
Lana might end up with Fandango the way this is going.
I mean, hey, it would be a good push for him.
It'd be something. Yeah. I'd like to see him wrestle, but it'd be something. And it wouldn't be bad for Johnny Curtis at the same time.
Yeah.
The past few weeks, you got to give Fandango credit. He's had some good moments.
Definitely. And I've always said he's had talent. He's got a good finishing. I mean, he's definitely underrated for what. And like I said, I'm not saying he should be champion or anything like that, but definitely a mid-carder. I definitely see him being a good mid-carder,
Absolutely. No Damian Sandow on this show. A little disappointed on that one. I will say that.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what they're doing with him, actually. The word is they're obviously going to keep the whole him mocking gimmick, other wrestlers gimmick, whoever, he's feuding with, he's going to gimmick and mock. Because they said that's what got him over, and they're scared to do anything else because they feel like they do something else, then the fans aren't going to like him as much. And I guess that makes sense, but
the fans respecting the fact that this guy has eaten so much shit and still continues to show up with a smile on his face and entertain the crowd. And he said it in his promo last week with Axel, like, people dared to say he wasn't entertaining enough. That's why he went on the crusade with the dressing up gimmick and everything. And I hope he isn't just reduced to this guy who's like, I know you are, but what am I? Kind of like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, kind of. I feel like that can be an element to his game, but it's got to be done right. Like, that can't be just what he's about. You know, like, you know, keep a little bit of that intellectual savior of the masses. But you know what it is about him? He's a genuinely cool guy. You know, you could just see he's a genuinely chill, cool guy. And if they play up the mocking too much to where that's all he does, then he's going to get lost right back in the shuffle. But if he has some validity, and, you know, that's why people were mad he didn't win the Battle Royal or didn't have a match with Miz at Mania, because it's like, now Miz is off TV for a while, so now where does he go? It's going to be interesting, and, you know, maybe he could get back in the Intercontinental title picture. People could talk about Neville or Ziggler or Sheamus or Barrett, or people might get in that picture. He's a dark horse candidate for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't even know. And we lost Joe. And we'll see. I mean, I don't know if he's going to still continue feuding with Curtis Axel or Axelmania or whatever you want to call it. Or he's just going to, who knows? Maybe they're just trying to find someone he can feud with. And maybe he'll put over some jobbers at first, then move into the more mid-card, and then hopefully eventually get a title, you know? Maybe go for the Intercontinental title or something like that, you know. I'm worried that they are going to kill his push. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about him, you know, looking too strong and then pushing him too soon for about 2 months and then totally killing it. That is what I'm worried about. Because they do it with everybody, you know. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. Only time will tell, but... Alrighty, well, we had a return last night, and I did talk about her, I think about a month ago. I did notice it, and I mentioned it to you guys, that she was having house shows. She was at house shows and everything, and I don't know how long, I think it's been a few months she's been on house shows now. And I was just like, why haven't they called her back up yet? You know, blah, 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 if she's really ready. Well, I can understand why they did now. They wanted to obviously make it so they had something for her. So that makes sense. As much as, like, you know, it does make sense now for whose bodyguard she is, because obviously Nikki and Naomi were supposed to fight, blah, 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 and they attacked Naomi and Tamina, obviously, attacked the Bella Twins from behind. And so obviously Tamina is going to be Naomi's bodyguard. And I'm just like, oh, great, she has the bodyguard status. You know, why can't she, you know, actually go for the title? But then I thought to myself, well, it does make sense. I mean, she's, you know, cousins with Naomi's husband, so I guess they can play that into character and everything like that. You know, she's helping out a family member, you know. So, I mean, at least this time it makes sense. But I just wish that they would not keep reducing her to this bodyguard. I feel like that's all she's there for now, because she's, you know, she's a stronger woman and everything like that. She's not your typical Barbie doll, and that's probably why they don't want to give her the, you know, the belt and everything like that, which is sad. It really is. But I mean, it's good to have her back. It really is. It's really good to have her back. And then we had a great tag team match too. Neville and Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus and Bad News Barrett. Neville, like I said, he's really proved me wrong, and I'm glad he has, because he's such a talented wrestler, and you know, I know I said some bad things about him, but he just impressed me more and more every single match he's in, and he really is great. He really is. And obviously with Dolph feuding with Sheamus still, and then Neville starting to feud with Barrett. So maybe Neville will actually take the title from Barrett. You know, I wouldn't mind that. Or no, Barrett doesn't even have the title. Never mind. What am I talking about? But I mean, maybe when they have this whole thing with Brian, getting out and everything, and they have a tournament or something, maybe Neville can actually have the belt. I think he's ready for it. I mean,
Yeah, I think not Neville's a logical contender to get in the Intercontinental picture, especially if they end up vacating it from Daniel Bryan, which is a strong possibility at this point. Certainly has been nothing but impressive. And again, here we go with the burying rant again. All you idiots that thought Neville was buried after getting to the King of the Ring finals in his second month on the main roster, what are you smoking? Put it down. It's rotting your brain cells. The guy's going to be fine. He's been booked strong since being called up. He got a win over Bad News Bear on the pre-show. They weren't going to have him beat Bad News 2 matches in a row. They just weren't. He beat a former 4-time heavyweight champion in Sheamus in his way to the King of the Ring finals, and a former King of the Ring winner in his own way. So these people are saying Neville's buried. No, Neville's in there with the likes of Ziggler, Barrett, Sheamus. Not a bad position for him to be in right now.
Yeah. It's crazy, and obviously they just, I don't even know, just people just, any person that they like that loses, they'll just throw it around and just be like, oh, then that person's done and everything, and it's crazy. It's just like, you can't lose a match anymore. If you lose a match, you're done pretty much. That's what it's like for some people, and it's crazy.
Last I checked, there was only one undefeated streak that people talked about in wrestling, and that was Bill Goldberg. And even that only lasted less than 2 years. So, I mean, I know Andre wasn't beaten for many decades, but he also never won heavyweight championships. He was a glorified, how do I want to say it? He was a glorified, showcased performer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous that people react so hard. I get it. Wins and losses should mean something. I get that. But, I mean, this burying thing, like, I'm getting so sick of it. Fans, grow up, please. It's only entertainment. You don't know what you want. Ugh. Just enjoy the show. Everybody with a Twitter handle shouldn't have an opinion. Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then they moved into Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, and obviously they kind of threw this in at the last minute. The main events are always like 10 minutes, if that. Like, they always start them at 10:55, and it's just like you can totally tell when they're going to like end, how they're going to end. But
yeah.
Obviously, no contest. Everyone just went kind of crazy and started beating the crap out of each other, and Roman speared Seth. And Randy RKO'd Roman, and then obviously Dean dirty deeds on Randy. And I loved that they let Dean stand over every single one of them. I thought that was great. I was just like, I think he needed it. I really do. And I thought it was different. It's just like it was either him or really Seth probably should have, maybe, just because he was the champion and everything like that. I mean, I know it's been overdone, but it's just like it makes sense for either the champion to stand over the bodies, just to, make it seem predictable, or, obviously the underdog in this, and the underdog is obviously Dean. So, and of course he didn't touch Roman again. That's probably why they planned that out. But obviously they're going to have a fight. They're obviously going to get their hands on each other at Payback. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, and I think it's a breath of fresh air that Dean's in the main events. It's about damn time. Now you see all 3 Shield guys kind of on the same level in the main events, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Definitely. Is Payback this Sunday or next Sunday? It's next Sunday, isn't it?
Next Sunday, not this Sunday.
Yeah, and they only have 2 matches technically too, like that are actually like glued and set in stone. It's kind of weird. I feel like they would have more. Now they're going to have to, like, I'm guessing they're going to make at least one match on SmackDown, maybe, and then, like, they're probably going to do all
they'll have a women's match. They'll have a tag team title match. Probably have a U.S. Well, obviously they're going to have a U.S. title match.
That one's technically, that one's set in stone, and, obviously the main event. Those are the only 2 that are technically like set in stone. Obviously we can see a whole bunch of matches like Naomi versus Nikki, obviously, and tag team and everything like that. And then, but Intercontinental, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Intercontinental. They said that they were going to address it tonight, but
Didn't address it.
they're trying to wait to see how it plays out. They said he's gone the whole month in June, too. So it's just like, how much longer are you guys going to wait? He's obviously not going to be back anytime soon. You know, I love Brian and everything like that, but it's just like, if he didn't want to get the other surgery, that's his own problem, you know? Now it's time for, you know...
Yeah, and he may be a victim of his own lifestyle with the holistic and everything else. I mean, Cena even said it on Total Divas. Every time Cena's been injured, he got the surgery, he rehabbed, and he came back sooner than expected. Obviously, the genetics of John Cena and Daniel Bryan are very different, and every human being, really. But could Daniel Bryan's lifestyle, which he loves so much, be to his own detriment? Guess we'll find out.
It's crazy. But I guess he was just scared to play the Shawn Michaels thing, you know, because Shawn obviously didn't think he was going to be back, and he did come back, and he was stronger than, I mean, not stronger than ever, obviously, but he still had...
Shawn Michaels took 5 years off, Haley.
Yeah, that's true. But still, he did still come back, and I feel like Brian, you know, I guess he was just scared that, you know, he couldn't return and everything like that, so that's probably why he was just like, oh, I'm going to work through it, but he really, I mean, it's not even been half a year since he's been back, and so...
He should have never came back in the first place unless he was 100% ready to go. And he shouldn't have been in that damn Royal Rumble. And had he not been in the Royal Rumble, maybe everybody wouldn't have turned on Roman Reigns the way they did. Because they were butthurt Brian fans. You need to put your aggression somewhere. So, this whole thing, like, even throwing him in the ladder match, it was great to see him in there with so many great workers, but you had that worry of, like, oof, like, he's got these injuries, you're going to throw him in a ladder match, and then he hasn't even defended it since winning the title. So it's maybe once or twice on Raw, but no really significant defenses. It's just like the WWE Championship. Had 1 or 2 defenses, and then it got released. So it's kind of the story of Daniel Bryan's career right now, and he never was like that. He's a guy who was known for working through injuries, and, you know, through nearly 10 years of that just in the independents alone, and he's been in WWE since, 2010, so about 5-year run in WWE. You know, it's sad, and you can speculate on possible retirement, and, oh, will they put him in the Hall of Fame this year? And they won't, because he shouldn't go in this year, because Undertaker and Stinger penciled the thing in this year, and you don't want to add Daniel Bryan to that.
You want to way too overbooked if they make, like, 3 huge stars, you know.
No. Yeah, no, I would put in the Freebirds this year because it's in Dallas and they were synonymous with Texas wrestling, and maybe some other guys. Obviously, there's got to be a celeb, there's got to be a Warrior Award candidate, but Sting and Undertaker, probably Undertaker, is the main attraction this year. You don't want to throw Daniel Bryan in there like you did with Edge, 1 year Edge. The year Edge got in, it wasn't really a strong class, so it made sense for Edge going in and headlining.
Yeah.
And with Eddie Guerrero, he got put in right after he died, but that was the right thing to do. It was. So I think if Bryan is forced to retire, he'll be in the Hall of Fame, but I think they might wait till WrestleMania 33, which rumors are swirling that it might be in Gillette Stadium. And your boy might be working it.
That's awesome.
So I don't want to speculate too much on that, but from what I'm hearing, WrestleMania 33 could be in Gillette Stadium.
That's cool. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to join our Facebook group if this is the first time you're watching. Also, don't forget to turn into the Strike Zone this week. Who are you interviewing this week?
Well, we're going to have talent from XWA. It's an independent out in Rhode Island, very notable independent. Samoa Joe's going to be coming down and working Chris Dirty Daddy Dickinson in that, and for Beyond Wrestling in Providence, Rhode Island. So the goal is in the next few weeks to get Joe on, although I think that may encounter some obstacles because we were trying to get Joe in an interview in New York, and
since he's
already signed. So I don't know why it would be different now, but that's a squabble with us and our business manager. But we will have XWA talent, and we're going to have so much fallout from the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, from the NFL draft, from the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, everything that's going on, and It's going to be a great show. Y'all need to tune in. Myself, Jason Jasinowski, Mike Sorkin, this Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m., www.ricradio.org. Subscribe to Strike Zone Radio on YouTube. That's where you can find the Rowdy Piper interview. It's where you can find the Bob Sochi interview, the Kenny Dykstra interview, the Kevin Sullivan interview, Tommy Dreamer, stuff from Tommy Dreamer, Armando Estrada, whole bunch of other stuff, interviews with Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, and a bunch of independent talent as well. So go check out the Strike Zone Radio and Joe Pastorelli on YouTube, and y'all better subscribe to the Wrestling Throwdown, or else I'm going to personally come to your area and give you a code breaker.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.